welcome back to the YouTube channel, right? I'm going to cover organic chemistry in the next 30 days, right? हर week एक video आएगा है ना? So I'll be posting one video every week, which is going to be your one-stop solution for organic chemistry, right? See, it's not that you have to know everything. This course, this uh, course or this planner, or you can say this schedule, right? So this is for those kind of people who have who's facing a lot of difficulties in organic chemistry, right? So this is for those kind of people. What I'm going to be doing in this course is I'm going to teach everything in detail. After doing this course, I'll make sure that you'll be able to solve most of the problems of JEE Mains and also the easy and moderate problems of JEE Advanced, right? In organic chemistry, everything starting from your effects, your GOC, to your reaction mechanism, to your named reactions, and till benzene and till the aromatic systems, everything is going to be covered in this, I would say, this course or this planner, what you're going to be following. So please make sure that you're following everything very concisely, right? So don't make sure you don't miss any lecture. I'm going to be posting only one video every week so that you can also pay attention to your other subjects. Since क्योंकि JEE Mains is right around the corner. You have like 100 days left for your JEE Mains 2026, right? I'm not going to be wasting any time, right? So this is the introduction, and I've made a bit of a bit of my notes or something I've displayed over here, right? You can see them. So I'll be teaching you from these notes as of now, and then as we progress further, we'll upgrade the content, right? So I'm going to teach you everything in organic chemistry from the basics till the end. So you just have to, all you have to do is you just have to follow, right? You have to follow, you have to make notes side by side, and you're good to go. So let's start. Intro. So I've written few topics here. So in this lecture, we're going to do the basics of organic chemistry. So you have like around 10 points over here, right? So I'm going to be covering most of the points now in this video, and I'll then obviously we'll go further in the course. You'll understand how we're going to progress, right? So first things first, guys. Please make sure that you're isolated. There's no disturbance around you, right? And if there's any background noise from my end, please ignore it because now I'm in my hostel and this is the best I can, set up. So there's nothing like I can't set up anything more than this. So this is the best I can do. So please bear with me, right? So let's go. So I hope you have your book ready. So we want to start now. And yes, you can surely ask your doubts in the comments. I'll be, really happy to help you, really happy to guide you there. So let's go. Fine. So organic chemistry. Dekho, organic chemistry. People think that organic chemistry is everything about just rectification or all you have to do is memorization. No, it's not only about memorization. See, I'm not going to tell that it's not memorization at all. Yes, you have to remember things, but I'll be, telling you these tricks in such a way that you're going to remember everything until your J Advanced, J Mains, whatever you're going to target, right? Until your exam. And I'll make sure don't make any mistake. Like, I'll make you remember, then I'll give you the logic to that also, right? So that is how we want to progress. Right? So next, guys. So effects. Let's start with effects. So basically, these are the topics. So we're not going in this order, right? I've just listed this down. You can read this for your understanding, but yeah, we're not going according to this. Yes, I'll make sure that all these topics are covered properly, right? I'll make sure everything is covered, guys. So don't worry. But not now. Everything, all of this will be covered. Okay, guys. So let's progress further. So let's start with basics. So अभी तक तो I think you know the molecular formula and now hydrocarbons. What are hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons are basically the compounds which have only carbon and hydrogen in them, right? That is, so there are many kind of hydrocarbons. Like you have uh, in few types of hydrocarbons, you sometimes get oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, right? But mainly hydrocarbon is nothing but C and H, carbon and hydrogen, the bonds of carbons and hydrogen, right? So this is how you represent CXHY, right? So this is the formula basically. No need to remember like XY and all that, right? You don't have to remember XYZ, but CXHY, this is the general way how we represent hydrocarbon. Okay, guys. Then coming to the structural formula, let's take the example of C2H6. So if you have C2H6, your structural formula C2, right? This is common sense. C2H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Carbon has 4 bonds. Okay, so guys, don't worry. This is not a basic course. I'm just going I'm gonna touch everything. So don't get scared that I'm gonna teach you all this. This is all your 10th grade knowledge, but just brushing it up, guys. Just brushing it up. Don't worry. Right? So let's go. I hope all of you know everything, all of you know all this, right? So let's go to the condensed formula. Okay, guys, you have two types of formulas listed here, right? So one is the condensed formula, one is the bond length formula. So this is a PYQ alert here. We're gonna get PYQs from here. So what is a bond line formula? Bond line formula is basically nothing but you're representing your bonds in your structure. So if you're drawing CC bond, you're going to represent a bond like this. So this is your bond line formula. But on the other hand, if you observe here in the condensed formula, you should not represent any type of bond, I would say here, right? So this is how it goes. You don't have any bonds here. So C2H6, C2H6, right? So I have not represented any bond over here. So C, this is what? This is bond line. What is C2? This is, I'm not say C2 actually, CC, CC, H3 and H3. This is your condensed formula. So this is your important part. So there are many types of representations, but out of which these both are really important. Yeah, right. So if you go through this, this will, do your job. So bond length formula and condensed formula is done. Right. So here CH bond is never shown. You can read here. PYQ has been asked in JEE 24. So example, C4H10, right? Bond length formula. C4H8 bond length formula again, right? This is your molecular like representation. This is your bond line formula. And C4, if you want to write in the condensed formula, you can write it like this. C, wait, just give me a minute. Let me write this process. So you can write it like CH3 here. You get C, H, C, H again, and you write this as CH3. So this is your condensed formula, right? I hope you're getting this. This is your condensed formula, right? Next, guys. So this is done. So what have we covered till now? So we have covered the representation. Then we have seen the representation again, different types of representations. Now let's go to hybridization, guys. So hybridization. So you might wonder that this is an inorganic chemistry concept, but this is equally important in organic chemistry. As you go further in your SN1, SN2 reactions, you'll be requiring your hybridization and everywhere. So this is a good concept to learn as of now. So trust me, guys, I'm going to only cover the relevant and important things here. So anything which is covered here is very relevant, very important to your exam. So you can't afford to skip these. Let's go through hybridization. So hybridization is basically, I think we have already done it in inorganic, but let's do it again. So you have something called as a steric number. So your hybridization depends completely on your steric number now. So you're going to get different steric numbers, for example, 2, 3, and 4. For various steric numbers, you have different types of hybridization, right? This is the main concept. So what do we have to do? So if you just find the steric number, are we good to go? Yes, 100%. So you just have to find the steric number, then you'll get your hybridization. Right. Then you can report your answer, right? So this is how you're going to. Okay, so steric number is clear. Let me tell you how do you find steric number. Steric number, see, you have to find the number of sigma plus number of lone pair, sigma bond plus number of lone pair. So this is how you find steric number. Suppose let's take an example here. See, you have BeCl2. So you have two sigma bonds here, and so if you have two sigma bonds, and so 2 plus 0 will give you 2. So that means your ST, which is your steric number, that is 2. So if your steric number is 2, you can see it is linear, or you can call it as it is sp2 hybridized, right? So BeCl2 is sp2 hybridized because it has two bond pairs, or you can say two bond pairs which are sigma, and it has no lone pair, guys. It does not have a lone pair, right? So it does not have a lone pair. So 2 plus 0 will give you 2, which will give you SP. So SP is a hybridization. So guys, this is all you have to do, right? This is your example, right? Then guys, okay, guys. So after BeCl2, so let's go to the next example. So we have your CH4 here, right? So you have CH4. So CH4, you have four sigma bonds in CH4, and obviously you don't have a lone pair here. So your steric number becomes 4, and you have your hybridization as sp3, right? So this must be clear here. So we have taken two examples, CH4 and BeCl2. Right? So you must be clear over here now. Let's go to the next topic, guys. So I hope you're understanding, right? We're done with hybridization. We're also done with the representation of your formula. Now, a very important topic for JEE Advanced, you have degree of unsaturation, or you can call it DU, or your double bond equivalent, right? So this will be, so there are instances where that people have solved the whole question, but in the end they ask that degree of unsaturation of the following compound. तो यहाँ पे लोग फंस जाते हैं ना, so they get confused here that they solve the whole lengthy question but they don't know what's the meaning of double bond equivalent, right? So that should not be the case, right? So let's understand what's degree of unsaturation or double bond equivalent. So there's a simple formula. So there are two methods basically. So one method, simplest method, number of rings plus number of pi bonds. That's it. That will give you your DU, or you can call it as the DBE, double bond equivalent, right? Any of this. So let's take this example here. You have some compound here. Obviously, you're not going to go into the naming right now, but we'll just find the DU. So if you look at the compound, you have one ring one double bond, two double bond, three double bond. So three double bond plus one ring will give you four. Then you have one more double bond here plus one will give you five, right, guys? So you're gonna get five here and six and seven. So you're gonna get seven, right? You have two pi bonds here. So your DBE or your DU is gonna be seven, guys. So in this question, your DB is gonna be seven. So this is how you approach for these kind of problems. This is one method, or else now let's go to the second part. So sometimes you're not very comfortable in doing the ring part. So now in the second part, let's have a simple formula. Number of carbon plus 1 minus H plus X minus N by 2. See, usually this formula is not recommended, but if you can understand this and if you can retain it, if this is easy for you, then this is a very good trick to get your double bond equivalent. So see, I follow this usually, but most of the teachers and others, like, they don't usually prefer this formula. But this is good if you can remember it. C plus 1 minus H plus X minus N by 2. So if you just practice this for a few times, you'll be able to recall this, right? So if I take that example here, count the number of carbons. How many carbons do you have here? You have 6 here, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 carbon, H plus X. I mean, C plus 1. 10 plus 1, 11. H plus X minus of H plus X. 11 minus of H. How many H do you have, guys? So you have to count now how many H you have. 8 H here. H plus X. You don't have any H minus N. Do you have N? Yes, you have N. So 8 plus 1X minus 1, that becomes 0 here. What is X? F is X. Right? X is what? X is halogen. So 8 plus 1 minus 1 by 2. That is nothing but 4. 11 minus 4, getting 7 here, guys. So 7 is your dB. So even in method 1, we got 7 as a double bond equivalent. And even in the second method, we're getting 7 as a double bond equivalent. So you can use any of the methods, whichever is comfortable for you, right? So, and obviously you have to use both, you have to remember both because you'll need different methods in different situations, right? So let's recap what we're done with. We're done with double bond equivalent, representation, and your hybridization. So we're done with three topics as of now. Let's go to the next topic now. We're going to intermediates. Okay. So all like more, I guess the audience over here who is watching this video are those kind of people who are struggling in organic chemistry. They have done organic chemistry once in their school, coaching, or whatever, but they haven't understood that. And they're here for some help, right? So am I right? So I think that is the case. So if you're like that, so I guess you know them, you would have heard carbocation, free radical, carbanion, and all this before, right? So let me simplify this. So you're just going to remember 3 points about each and nothing else. So if you just remember 3 points about all these three species, then you're good to go, guys. You're good to go. You're good to go to solve JEE Advanced questions as well. So carbocation. What is carbocation? Carbocation is an electron deficient species. It is represented by C plus, right? So make a rule over here in chemistry. Whenever there is plus anywhere, you can try to visualize, or you can take this as a trick here. Actually, you can think that this is something which is empty, or something which is like which has deficiency of electrons. So these are tricks. So you can remember that if you see C plus or anything plus anywhere, you can remember that there is deficiency of electrons there, or there's an empty box. This is the way you can remember it. So carbocation is represented like this. It is electron deficient. And diamagnetic. Okay, you don't have to go into this magnetism as of now, but it's okay if you remember it. If you are able to cope up, then it is fine, right? Anyways, it is always good to remember. So carbocation is diamagnetic, carbocation, right? So it will be stabilized by electron donating groups, right? So okay, we'll come to the stabilization later, right? So first let's understand what they are: free radical, carbocation, and carbanion. So carbocation is clear. What is free radical? So free radical is represented by C dot. So let's come to this later actually. Let's go to carbanion first, right? So when you come to carbanion, carbocation में क्या था? Carbocation में you had C plus, but now when you come to carbanion, you have C minus. So come back to the trick. What was C plus? C plus was something which is empty. So opposite of plus, C minus. So this is what? Something which is full, something which is overflowing, full, right? So something which is full. Also, you can see C minus. So minus, you can also visualize like this is an electron. So C के ऊपर you have more electrons, so it will be overloaded. So you can visualize it like that. So everyone has different methods. So this is the way you can remember it. So C minus electron rich होता है ना? It is electron rich. Then diamagnetic again. Carbocation is diamagnetic. Carbanion is diamagnetic, right? Then it will be stable. Okay, stabilization again. Let's not look into it now. So you just have to know the basic meaning. What's a carbocation? What is a carbanion? So cation is C plus and it's electron deficient. Anion is C minus and is electron rich. So these 2 points are crystal clear. Now what is C dot? C dot is your free radical. Okay. So you have seen plus, you have seen minus. Plus is what? Empty. What is minus? Full. So if plus is empty and minus is full, then what is dot? Right? So it will be something in between. So basically, in C plus, now your this is a single electron. C dot is a single electron species. So C plus may both the electrons go out. In C minus, you have both the electrons inside with you. You have excess of electrons, electron rich. But in C dot, you have single electron, right? I hope carbocation and carboanion is crystal clear. Free radical is still okay if you're not understanding, right? There's no issue in this. So you can also, understand this in the later part of your course, right? So there's no issue. If you, all you have to be clear is with carbocation and carbanion, and that is crystal clear. I'm open, right? Next, guys. So now, since you know the species, stabilization. Let's do the stabilization also, right? So you get many questions directly also in your JEE mains that which carbocation is more stable or which carbanion is more stable, right? So there are different species by or else different ways by which you can attain stability. How a species can attain stability? There are many ways, but let's not go into that as of now. Let's study effects first, because you'll be able to understand stability phenomena only when you know the effects. Right? So we've done 4 topics till now. This is a 5th topic. Let's come to effects. So you have different type of effects of inductive effect, resonance, hyperconjugation. These are the main major 3 effects which you have here, right? So let's go one by one. Let's go to the inductive effect first. So plus I. Okay, guys. So let's make a rule. You would have in inductive, you have plus I, comma minus I. In resonance or say mesomeric effect. In mesomeric effect, you have plus M, comma minus M. So these are the main kind of, I would say, main effects which are going to come into play in your JEE journey right as of now, right? So these are the 2 major effects which you're going to learn. So I'm going to discuss this as of now, right? We can continue this shortly, but let's do this as of now, है ना? 1 minute break लेते हैं, है ना? I hope कि you're understanding everything, right? It's not that I'm simply blabbering whatever I want here. So guys, if you're not understanding anything, you just feel free to ask anything in the comments, right? Because I don't want it to be one way. Like, see, we're on YouTube. Sadly, क्या होता है ना YouTube पे कि it is a one way platform. कि यहाँ पे 2 जगह से बात नहीं हो पाती, है ना? कि मैं ऐसे पढ़ा रहा हूँ अभी I'm teaching. You have any doubt, but you'll comment it, and I'll be able to read the comments only after some time, right? So this is one disadvantage, but I still hope that let's use this disadvantage in our favor, and let's not treat it as a disadvantage. Rather, you can treat this YouTube as an advantage, because if there's no two-way communication, all you have to do is you have to just listen to me, and if you get any doubt, you can just note it down. और जैसे तुम ऐसे डाउट को नोट करोगे, you can obviously push, ask it after the class. So there's no distraction here. All you have to do is you have to just focus on me and understand. Right? So there's no trouble of typing in again and again. Then I have to answer that. Then you understand. You'll again answer it. So you can treat this as a advantage, right? So let's take it positively. You know. So I guess this break was fruitful. I hope you were able to focus again, right? So it should be two-way, yeah. So it should not be like I'm just explaining to you and not able to figure out that you're understanding or not. But please comment down if I'm going very fast. But I guess the space is like pretty fine. Uh, and right, let's continue. So, I was talking about plus I and plus M. So make a rule again. है ना? So whenever I tell you to make a rule, these rules are, guys, trust me, they come from experience. They are really important, right? I'm gonna write the rule here. Let me use a slightly bolder font. Right, guys. So what is the rule? Rule is that in effects, whenever you see the plus effect, right? In effects, when you see the plus effect, then it is giving something. Plus is giving something, right? It's going to give something. And minus give something more. Let's come to the chemistry language now. Let's tell that it's donating something, giving something or donating something. And coming to the minus part, if you minus anywhere, then you can observe that it uh, is withdrawing something. It is withdrawing something from the system, right? So suppose there's a group G here, is a big chain, and you have some group here attached, say G dash, and it possesses the plus wala effect, right? Suppose it has something plus. Then if this has something of which has plus, then it's going to give something, right? It's going to give, right? So you're going to remember this rule. It's going to give something if there's a plus. But on the other hand, if there's a group G and there's some other G1 attached here, let's say G double dash. And if this is a minus wala group, है ना, if it has the properties of minus, then what it's going to do is it's going to withdraw. It's going to withdraw from your G group. Right? Guys, all clear? I hope this is crystal clear, right? Let's do it again, right? So you have a group G, and you have another G1 group which is attached on your chain. G1 group is attached on your chain, and it has the properties of plus. It has some plus properties, so it will give something or it will donate something, right? Now, if on the same chain you have some minus wala group, minus, it has the properties of minus, then it will withdraw. It will withdraw your something. Now let's come to something. What is something? Something's over here is electron, right? So in the plus case, your plus groups, your plus effect possessing groups, they will donate electrons. And the groups which have minus properties, which have the properties of pulling something or something, let's add minus over here. So let's add electrons over here. So the minus groups which are possessing the minus property, they will pull electrons, or I would say they will withdraw the electrons, right? So now you've understood the concept of electron withdrawing and electron donating, right? So this should be clear now, है ना? So let's go plus I and plus M. Oh yes. So this is the basic funda I have. So you can remember it this way. I've written it here. Plus I gives electrons, minus I takes electrons. Okay. Then yes, you have few orders here, right? But I believe that we have to do few questions before we jump into all these orders, है ना? So I'll bring you few questions on all these topics which we have studied till now. I think we're done with 5 topics. I'll make sure I bring you questions now, and yes, that is it for now. Uh, I'll be coming with the questions video very soon, है ना? So I hope you're understanding, यार. It's not that कि तुम बस बैठ के देख रहे हो, है ना? It should be like it is two-way. You're understanding, you're asking your doubts in the comments. I'll be, very happy to reply them as soon as possible, right? You can use it as a very engaging platform, right? So, anything else, guys? So, academically, I think we're done with 5 topics today, and all these topics are pretty important. We'll soon cover all these, है ना? We're done with 5 topics, but in total we have 10, है ना? I'll make sure I do everything. I'm not gonna skip anything, right? So, motivation, यार, तुम्हें should have the motivation to study, sit for long hours because बहुत सारी चीजें होती है भाई। जेई के एग्जाम के ऊपर बहुत सारी चीजें डिपेंड होती है ना, कि तुम कैसे, तुम्हारा लाइफस्टाइल होगा, तुम कौन से कॉलेज में जाओगे, कॉलेज में क्या करोगे, है ना? एवरीथिंग डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एग्जाम। सो कट ऑल द डिस्ट्रैक्शंस नाउ, ऑल यू हैव टू इज फोकस ऑन योर एग्जाम, focus on your concepts. So I'm going to be helping you with organic chemistry. Similarly, you can you're supposed to put more efforts in the other subjects as well, है ना? इसीलिए तो I'm giving you only one lecture per week. So I think that is good. One lecture of organic chemistry 1 week will be good. And anyway, I'm going to, I'm covering everything for JEE Mains and Advanced. But obviously today was a introductory session, so I don't think you'll find anything of JEE Advanced over here as such. But yes, obviously you can't go to Advanced in one day, no. You have to start from scratch, then go somewhere. Right, guys. Thank you.